Hi, my name is Annina. Welcome to the fourth episode of this knitting podcast, Annijuuti Knits. I come to you from the west coast of Finland, a place called Kokkola, and I live here with my husband and my two boys, and also occasionally my stepdaughter who goes to school in a different city. But she is with us every now and again. If you are a returning viewer, you might see that I have changed the location a little bit. I'm trying out if this lighting is better this way. Today it's Monday the 7th, 7th of June, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So the sun is behind the building at the moment, and it creates a little difficulties with the lighting. So let's try this way. If you are a new viewer and here for the first time, you're warmly welcome to join me. This podcast is mostly, or actually it's all about knitting. Occasionally I might show you some yarn that I have dyed or some acquisitions maybe, but most of the things that I talk about is knitting and something related also to the design element of knitting, since I am also a knitwear designer. I will talk about more depth according to that matter towards the end of the episode. But first, I will tell you a little bit about this. This is my Ranunculus. I made it a couple of weeks ago. I can't even remember when, but beginning of the summer. And I made a little adjustments since I was using smaller needles. And as you can see, it's quite fitted. And well, also that might be because I'm not as skinny as the models wearing the garment. So yes, so I used 4mm needles to create the body, 4.5mm needles for the yoke, and it's actually quite fitted on me. I had to add a little bit of length so that the yoke reached low enough for the sleeve separation, but I really do like it. The only thing is that I was so eager to finish that I had like 16 grams of yarn left over, so I think I could have used it all so that it would have been just a tiny bit longer, but with some high-waisted shorts or a skirt, it will look good. So like I said, I have finished quite a few things. I have actually 4 finished objects. I have 4 completely finished objects, and then I have a repair. I had a little washing machine accident, and I had to replace a yoke to my son's sweater, so technically that's my 5th finished objects. But now I'm rambling, so let's get on with the stuff that I have done. First, I mentioned last time that I had signed up for a test knit, and this test knit was a summer top. It's called Lines Summer Top by Simone Ryan, and it's made out of bamboo and cotton blend. It's quite heavy actually. It was knitted on 5mm needles, and this top weighs 340 grams, so actually that's sort of a heavy top. And this was my first time working with cotton yarns or cotton blends, and I found out that I should have maybe gone a size down. Even though it has like 10 centimeters of negative ease, it still stretches a lot because of the big needles. Like, it's sort of a loose gauge. So next time I know that if you're using cotton yarns, maybe go size down or a little tighter gauge, so that it won't be as saggy. It looks nice on me, but if I bend down, it's sort of an open neckline. So, but that was my first. So I was test knitting it, and this design is really nice. I actually did, I chose already another color, another yarn that I'm trying on. I really want to make another one because this was so nice to work on. Really easy pattern. As soon as you reach the body portion, then you just you can easily memorize the pattern and just mindless knitting. Some slip stitch pattern, little cable crossovers, and yeah. So that was my first finished object. My second one is a small one. It's just this little dishcloth. Oh, I'm holding it all wonky. So this was something simple that I wanted to take with me outside with the kids, and I didn't have anything small enough that I can take with me easily. So I grabbed a ball of cotton bamboo blend, and we are using these kind of dishcloths at home, so they are nice and handy and even nice to give as a gift. The pattern, as you may have seen, I have quite a lot of different stitch patterns. I didn't have any specific pattern. I was just going with the flow and how I felt, and just tried out everything that I just that just came into mind, and I think it's really nice. I might even gift it away. Then in the last episode I showed you these basic socks. Now they are both done. So this was this Schachenmeier Regia Perfect self-striping yarn, and like I told you last time, I did eliminate one of the colors. It had also this sort of teal, turquoisey blue, and I didn't really care for having too many colors, so I cut out that teal color, and these are worked in my go-to sock recipe. So 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needles, so it's a US size 1, and this fits perfectly on my rather small feet. I have a European 37, so that is nice and snug, nice tight gauge, so it doesn't become floppy after using. So I finished those, and then I had some leftovers, so I made these kid size socks. These are European size 29, and I used 52 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needles, and as you can see, I ran out of yarn. So the toes are continued with some other yarn, and these I made for my for my niece, and I also have a nephew, so I had to start a pair for him also, so that he doesn't feel like he's left out. So I will show you in between these projects this unfinished object that I have. So this is the teal that I cut out from the from the self-strapping yarn. I had exactly 6 stripes, so now the whole 100 gram ball is used, and I will continue the toes with the orange that I have, so that I will just use up some scraps that I have. So this will be exactly the same, except that my nephew has a little wider feet, so I did take a little bigger needles, 2.5 millimeter, so that I can ensure that it's not too snug on him. But I will make it the same size 29 as the other ones were as well. So I have been doing some basic socks quite a bit lately. I feel like I'm rushing. I had so many things to say that I feel like I'm in a panic mode, and there's no need to, because I have already shown you all the finished objects, except for that sweater that I repaired. So now I'm taking a deep breath and I am trying to calm myself down so it will be nicer maybe for you to watch. Here in between, I would actually like to thank all of the subscribers, all of you that have subscribed. I'm nearly at 200 subscriber mark, and that feels really, really nice. So thank you all, and if you are a new viewer, please hit thumbs up and subscribe if you like the content that I am sharing, so you will get notified when I am posting a new video. Okay, so the final thing, which I have finished. So first of all, I mentioned that I had a washing machine accident. So I was doing laundry and I wasn't paying attention when I was sorting out my children's clothes. There is a lot of washing when you have 2 small children making a mess all the time. So I wasn't paying attention. So I will now pop a picture on the screen, and that will give you the idea what I was dealing with. So as you can see, the yoke is completely felted, and my son, who is 3.5 years old, he was standing next to me when I was pulling out the washing from the washing machine, and he was so adorable. He was screaming at me that, "Mom, my sweater is completely ruined." And I was just laughing because it looked so hilarious. And then I was like, oh man, that sweater nearly didn't get finished because I was struggling with the main color. On a ball, I actually have the ball here. On a ball, it doesn't look like it's creating stripes. And when I realized that it is creating stripes, I was so frustrated because that was completely like, it was something that I didn't envision when I was starting the sweater. So it took me quite a while. I think I started the sweater last fall, and it was January when I finished it, because I had a little trouble getting over the fact that it's creating stripes, and it annoys me that the sleeves have wider stripes than the body, but I couldn't be bothered to you know, cut the yarn out so that it would create the same with stripes. So anyway, you saw the situation, and I will now add some pictures of the process of what I did. So I did cut out the yoke that was completely ruined, and as you can see, it's like you can't even tell that there was a pattern. So I just picked up the stitches along the yoke, or actually the first row that, or the round that was unharmed, and of course there was some short rows messing with my picking up the stitches, so it was a little bit difficult, but I think it was well worth the effort, because I didn't want to throw away the whole sweater, even though the yoke was completely ruined. The yarn that I used for the body was machine washable, and the yarn that I used for the yoke was some leftovers from my own sweater, and that was 100% alpaca yarn. And as you saw, it don't put your alpaca yarn in the wash, especially with a bunch of other clothes with the normal 40-degree cycle with the long reins. Okay, so this is how it turned out. I think this was a pretty decent salvation. This pattern, I had to create another. I didn't want to make the same one again, so I just used the base or the chart. So I just drew another pattern for the same chart, and I added a little folded collar. So I made it a little bit longer, and then I just sewed it down on the wrong side so that it created a little nice little detail, and it actually sits on the neck quite nicely. So this is the sweater, the unfortunate one, and I think of this as an happy accident, since I really like the outcome, and it means that my work wasn't going to waste, and I could still get some wear out of this sweater. And actually it still fits on my older son, and when it doesn't anymore, then we can hand it down to the little brother, who is nearly 2 years younger. My boys are actually nearly the same size. My oldest is quite small, and my younger is growing a bit faster. So of course they have difference in height, but there's not so much difference in weight, so I can just pass on the clothes straight from the other son's closet to the other one, so that it's kind of handy. You don't need to store the clothes anywhere in between. Yes, so that's all my finished objects, and that was a lot, since last time I told you that I only had one, but many of you know that I'm sort of a serial cast owner, so I have plenty of whips, and I always start one if I feel like it. So this time I got stuff done, because it's inevitable if you're starting lots of projects that sometimes stuff gets done. So I'm really pleased on my progress this last 2 weeks, and now I will tell you a little bit about I have a little news, and that is that my children's sweater Kaikuja Mini got released yesterday, and if you like to purchase my pattern, it comes in Finnish and in English. I will give this discount of 30% off until the 13th of June, so it will be this week's Sunday. Use code Kaikuja. I will I will write it on the screen so you don't have to memorize it, and I will also pop it down to the description box. Yes, so if you like the pattern and if you like to support my journey as a designer, please grab my pattern 30% off, and you will have a project for the fall when it's actually sweater weather. This release was not very a good timing, but I really wanted to give my testers a lot of time, and then I didn't want to postpone the release to the fall because I want it out of my hands. I have so many other things on my mind, so that's why I did the release, even though it's not really a time for sweaters at the moment. But yes, that's my little news, and I will continue for my other works in progress. Last time I showed you the sweater that I was working on, the test knit tree line, and I will just quickly show this to you because I have just made a little progress on the body. So this is the tree line, and here you can see where I was last time. So I have done maybe 15 centimeters. I think I have done 1.5 balls of yarn, and I actually have only 1.5 balls left. So this project is nearly at the finish line. So I will just have to do a little bit of mindless stockinette knitting and then add the ribbing, and I am done. So last time I was telling a little bit more about this project, so this time I won't, and the next time you will see this, it will be done, I'm sure. And then I have plenty of sock projects. I have been talking about that. I showed in my first episode all of the sock projects that I have started, but for some reason they are been tucked away, and I have struggled getting them out. So I had a friend who knows that I was making these lace socks, and she had started a lace socks herself. So she asked me if we should agree on a deadline. We are using completely different patterns, but this little knit along type of affair that both of us would finish these socks. So I started mine in January. They look like this. I don't know if you can see the lace here. So these are Hari socks by Heino from Kässäpuoti, and this lace is really beautiful. I'm really inexperienced lace knitter, and I think that's why this project has taken me so long, because it requires a lot of concentration, and I'm making mistakes and you name it. But now that I started, I had I think I had like 5 rounds left from the leg portion, and so I did that, and I have added the heels, and now that I'm making 2 at a time, it should be just smooth sailing from now on. So I have finished the heels, and I have couple of the decreases left to do, and then just a little bit of lace detail on the top of the foot and just stockinette on the bottom, and this shouldn't take too much time. So I think next time we will meet, I will show you a finished pair of lace socks, and that would be my first. So that's a promise, and I'll just hold me accountable for that. Yeah, okay. I showed you last time that summer top that I was working on, and I was actually asking some suggestions for the name. So there was some good suggestions. I haven't decided on the name yet because I was thinking that I might postpone making the pattern for that sweater, or actually it's like a t-shirt like this. That's only because my timing sucks. I am the worst of making plans and planning ahead. So by the time it would be done testing and finished and all, it would be the fall, and that's not a good timing to publish a summer t-shirt. So I will postpone that project until next spring maybe. I forgot to take it, so I will just quickly grab it. Okay, so here it is. I have only made the sleeves, so I finished the sleeves, and I think I just made couple of rounds on the body, but I haven't progressed a huge amount. That's because I have been starting so many new projects. But in the suggestions there was this name ketju, which means chain or a necklace or some sort, or that sort of thing. And from that I actually got the idea that I really want to make the sample piece out of yellow yarn. So I did order this Knitting for Olive pure silk. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's focusing. There you go. So this the colorway was called Sunflower, but I was just admiring this goldeny yellow. It's a bit like I don't know. I think it's really nice and golden. So I will make the sample out of this, but I will work the sample this summer or during the fall, and it will be all done for testing then next spring. Yes, so that's what's happening with that top. I think I will finish the gray one because I really want to wear it this summer, and it only has the body stockinette part left, so that's an easy project that I can just take with me. And even if we're out playing with the kids, it's good to have something simple that it's easily portable. So yes, then I have a little confession to make. I was supposed to go on a yarn festival, but that had to be cancelled. So instead I made a little order online, and I ordered this Wool Me Once Fibers merino pearls. So it's this really lovely textured merino yarn. It's 90% superwash merino and 10% nylon, just to hold the structure of the bubbles in place. So I ordered this, and I really wanted to make a light sweater for the summer. It will have either 3/4 of length sleeves or just long sleeves, depending on how much I have yarn left when I reach to that point. So this is what happened. I started this basic raglan sweater, no pattern, just from the top of my head. I don't know how it's going to look. I separated the sleeves yesterday, and I really like how it sits on me. And the gauge is really loose. You can see through it. And I really love the texture. It's this lovely little bubbles of yarn. And I really wanted to make just like a simplest sweater, so that the yarn will get all the glory, because it's really, really beautiful. It looks so funny caked up, these little bubbles. It was actually a little bit difficult to cake, because the bubbles got a little stuck into the loop. That's the yarn that the yarn is coming out from. But you just have to be mindful of the speed that you're winding, so it doesn't get caught in the loop. I'm working on this sweater on a 5mm needle, just because I wanted a loose gauge, even though this is a fingering weight yarn, but I wanted the bubbles to pop out, so it was better to do a little bit larger needles, and then you can see the little bubbles a little bit better. Yes, I think that was all the projects that I had on the go, and I'm pretty sure that I will have some. Actually, I forgot one. I started a couple of days ago a new sock project. It's a little pattern testing piece, and the yarn I have dyed myself, and I don't think this pattern and the yarn are the best fit, just because the yarn is drowning the pattern a little bit, but I can show you. So this is a pattern that I am currently working on. I think you can see better like this. I don't know if you can see, it's really not focusing really well. So the yarn is something that I dyed over the Easter. It looks like this. It was an experiment, and it turned out a little bit darker than I had envisioned, but I really like the color that it's creating, and I will finish this pair, and I will I think I will make another in solid color, so that the pattern pops out a little bit better. But yes, so this is something that I'm working on, and that's actually a good way of talking a little bit about this design elements and what it feels to be a designer, and what kind of thoughts I have towards that. So if you were here just to see my finished projects, I will say thank you and have a lovely day, and I will continue rambling about my design thoughts a little further, and then we'll call it a day. But if you are not interested me talking about the design, stuff, then I hope you like the content that I was sharing. Please hit thumbs up if you liked it, and if you like to see more, subscribe to my channel, and that will help me to grow this little community a little bit better. I have to say that I'm really thankful for all of the comments that I have received. It feels really good that you are getting something out of my videos. I really enjoy making these, and I wanted to start this podcast mainly to have like a little journal for myself on the projects that I'm making, and I really like to see other people's podcasts, so I hope you like mine, and I hope to see you next time too. But I will continue a little bit further. I'll just grab my sweater when I'm talking so that I have something that I can work on as I speak. So I started designing, well, that was actually an accident. I talked about this in my first episode, that I wanted to make a pattern for myself for socks, and then I received such good feedback so that I decided to make it into a pattern. And when you start on that journey, then I think it just creates or it feeds your creativity, and then you just have gazillion ideas, and then yeah, so I wasn't planning on becoming a designer, and I still struggle a little bit of calling myself one, but as I have been told by some friends and family that I shouldn't doubt myself or belittle myself just because I haven't published so many patterns, and actually I think I have published probably 10 patterns already. So yes, I think I can allow myself to call me a designer. I am doing this designing alongside with my main job. I am working currently 80% hours, so I am working 4 days a week in my job at the fitness center. I am working in customer service and sales and marketing, but during this pandemic, it has been a little bit difficult to do some sales because the whole industry is kind of uncertain at this moment. So I'm just doing everything that I can, and yeah, that's about it. But so I'm working 1 day a week towards my dreams of becoming a designer that actually supports herself doing that. So that's a dream, and now it's out. There you go. If I would have the option or the possibility, that's where I would focus my energy on, and that's the design element and the creating new things and making new things. That's something that I am very passionate about, and that's my biggest dream career-wise. So there you have it. I have struggled a little bit just finding my voice, or to live up the expectations. Just because I started from stranded colorwork socks, I don't want to be labeled as a sock designer, because that's just a part of what I do. I also want to create other garments, accessories. So I have been struggling a little bit of, should I make more sock patterns just because people expect me to, or can I focus my energy on stuff that I want to make? And that's actually what I have been doing now. It's sort of a two-bladed sword, because I want that my followers like the content that I'm sharing. So I'm talking about Instagram. I have nearly 2,000 followers, which is amazing. I started less than 2 years ago having my own knitting Instagram, and it has grown organically a lot. And I know that a lot of the people that are following me are those sock knitters, and I have lost a little bit of followers when I'm posting a lot of other stuff like sweaters and all that. So I know I shouldn't be bothered, and the people that don't want me or don't want to see me making sweaters and all that, then goodbye. You don't have to follow me if it's not something that you're interested in. But in school I was this student that was always aiming for the higher numbers, and I got really obsessed of succeeding in school. So that little girl that wants to be good and wants to succeed is lifting her head and getting bummed about all the followers that are leaving me. And I don't know. I think the best way of continuing this journey as an aspiring designer is to follow your heart and do the things that you feel inspired by, and not force yourself doing things that you're not really passionate about. Or I'm not saying that I'm not passionate about creating new sock patterns. I am, and actually I am hosting a knit along in a week's time, or it's starting on the 17th of June and it lasts until the 24th of June. And that will be a knit along, a mystery knit along for stranded colorwork socks, ankle high. And that knit along is hosted in my Facebook group Annijuuti Knits and my Ravelry group Annijuuti Knits, which is currently very well, it doesn't have any content on it, but I will make a make an effort to start growing that group also. And so what I was saying, or what I was trying to say, was that I do like making those socks that I started with, but I just don't want to be labeled as a sock designer, because that's not who I am. I have plenty of different projects coming up. I'm working on 2 different cowl patterns. I'm working on a cardigan pattern and 2 yoke sweater patterns. But because I have had so little time doing all that, I feel like I'm just constantly juggling with the amount of ideas that I have and the time that I have. So it's really hard combining, you know, a 9 to 5 or whatever job, just a regular job, and the family, and then another career option that you might want to have. So it has been a struggle a little bit, but now I have this holiday from my day job, and I have taken this time to work on my designs. My children are still at daycare, and I am using this time to work on this other job so that I can actually get something done. And yeah, so that was my thoughts on the design aspect, and that it's not all nice and rosy. It's a real struggle to combine all these aspects in life and to give the time that everything needs. And then I don't know. I don't know if you got any sense out of this, but what I was trying to say is that I am trying to work towards my dreams, and one thing is actually happening in the fall, and that is that I am teaching a yoke sweater course. So I am teaching these evening classes, and yes, it feels so amazing that they wanted me to teach this class. It's for 10 participants, and I'm really thrilled about this opportunity to be able to teach. And yes, so that feels like something towards my dreams, and that is happening the next fall. I think it starts in September. I think I have rambled long enough. I hope you had the patience to watch until the end. If you did, thank you so much. And I will be coming back in 2 weeks' time, and then hopefully I have something else finished, and maybe even some of my own designs that I can show you. Yes, so thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye!